Do you want to make more money shooting more real estate content? Well, this is the kit I use to help shoot 4 to 5 listings every single day. With over 8 years of experience of shooting real estate content, I've curated a perfect kit for small and lightweight run and gun shoots. I've been doing real estate content full-time for the past 7 or 8 years. And in that, the last 4 to 5 years has been in my own business as a freelancer. Real estate is super key. And the way I have it set up, it gets booked up automatically when I'm not working or I'm away on weekends. And then throughout the week, it fills in the gaps nicely between those higher ticket, lower volume types of shoots. And I found it's a pretty good way to fill in extra time that you might have. So in this video, I'm gonna cover some of the best things that I've found to use. So some of the different lenses I've used and what I've settled on now, and as well as efficiency for shooting vertical content and horizontal content at the same time. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is deliverables. My deliverables, quick, easy HDR photos that my editor gets done overnight. Video that, it's around a minute long and tours you through the house in order, gets viewers a great layout of the house. I'm delivering photos next day, video next day, guaranteed, floor plans, and I'm shooting like 1 to 4 bedroom houses. I'm not shooting multi-million-dollar houses anymore. I used to do that, but it's just not my thing. I like the quick turnaround, the fast, doing 3-4 houses in a day and editing that content that night and sending it away and not having any changes. I know this might not work for people doing massive houses. I don't really shoot anything over 3,000 square feet. I leave that to people in my area that like to do that stuff. Number 2, everyone's favorite part, the gear. The first thing I use is a bag from DB, formerly known as douchebags. Mine says douchebags on the side, which I always forget about. And it gets quite a few comments about people seeing it, but this is a really high quality leather backpack. Next on the list is the camera. So I use the Sony a7 IV. I also have a Sony FX3, but I do like to use a viewfinder when I'm just shooting photos. It's a good trade-off. The video's the same quality in my opinion, but the photo quality is better. I shoot everything in S-Log3 and use a combination of LUTs from 2 creators that I like. One including Tom Bolus, the one who does the Cine Print. I think it looks amazing. Over the past few years, I've shot mostly on Sony. I've shot some houses on my Blackmagic pocket camera, but I stayed away from that now just because it's just too cumbersome and heavy on batteries for me. Next up is my lens. I recently got the Sigma 16-28 f2.8. This lens is super small, super lightweight, and I love it. The distortion and like pin cushioning on one end and barreling on the other end, like zoom range, is quite significant, but I turned on the lens corrections inside the camera. Never noticed anything since. So I used to use the Sigma 14-24 Canon EF mount with the Sigma adapter, but I ditched that because it is a brick on the front of my camera. So the next thing in my kit that I use, I have a DJI Air 3. That is my drone of choice with the DJI controller with the screen in it. It's really handy. The downfall is that when you need to unlock geozones, it's a little bit cumbersome compared to the phone. And the drone itself handles the wind quite well, especially compared to the Air 2S that I used to use. And the zoom lens, so it has a 24mm and a 70mm, which it's cool to throw in some of those 3x shots sometimes. I don't use it as much as I originally thought I would, just because the depth of field is so, it's like an f8 equivalent or something like that. Everything's in focus when you're shooting with it. So another really important part, the gimbal. So I use the DJI RS2 Pro. I bought the package like the day it came out. I've been using this thing legit 5 days a week for a couple of years now. It's a little bit beaten up, but it works for me. The dial, the thumb dial in the front, doesn't recenter, so I just turned it off altogether. I just use the recentering to get the gimbal pointing in the direction I need and switch between modes of just the pan follow and the pan tilt follow. So one of the more recent additions to my kit has been the Ulanzi phone clamp. It's just a hot shoe on the bottom and clip your phone in. And with that, I use the Blackmagic app and I record vertical videos and reels for every single one of my videos for the listings. I go through and shoot all the photos, shoot all the video, and then I go through and I do a one take basically of each floor of the house and speed ramp between all that. And rather than trimming in on the footage from the Sony, I just decided the UGC style of the iPhone is pretty sweet. So I decided I'll just stick with that. And my clients have loved it. So as you're seeing some examples, it gets through the house nice and quick. People can see where all the rooms are. And people have loved it. So I'm gonna keep using that. And if you're wondering about balance with the phone on top, yes, it changes it and makes it a little bit more difficult to balance the gimbal, but once you got it locked in, it's pretty good. I love using the phone for the reels. Now, a couple of the other odds and ends I keep in my bag. So I recently got the DJI Wireless Pros. I like those ones because I like to use the lav mic, not just the entire microphone clipped on. The lav's a little bit more discreet, professional. I use that, and I get that one specifically because it has the locking 3.5mm jack compared to the DJI, which I kept having issues of them popping out and losing audio. So this one locks in, super tight and like snug, secure, and I've loved it. Loved using it ever since. So I always like to keep a small rig Sony NPF battery in there with the USB-C port just to charge anything I need last minute. I have a SD card holder, keeps 6 cards on each side, including micro SD and full-size SD cards. The cards on the left side face up, are ready to be formatted, cleared, and then I take one out, shoot a house, take it out of the camera, put it back in the holder on the right side, face down, and I know order left to right, top to bottom is how I sort the houses through the day, 1 through could be as many as 6. I've done even 7 and 8 in a day before. It's a pretty good system. I've just kept super strict to it, and yeah, it works out well. So in conclusion, I think this is a really helpful kit, especially if you're looking to get into real estate or you're looking to downsize and just get the essentials. I think this is perfect for you. It's super nice and easy to keep something nice and small, especially in the hot summer shoot days. Now to wrap it up, I'm curious to see what you would change on my kit and why. Let me know what lens you'd use instead, or a different camera. I'm curious to see what other real estate creators are using and why they want to use it. So if you have any comments, let me know. I love having a discussion about this stuff. I love talking gear and just shooting in general. So I look forward to hearing from other real estate creators, especially if you're in Southern Ontario. Let me know, we should connect. But in the meantime, that's it for this week's video. Subscribe, like the video, give a comment about your setup, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.